So there's this YouTube traveler named Maryjane Byarm, and for some reason beyond me, she makes a point to single out astrology as absurdly evil. I've noticed that many of her supporters that help to pay for her travels are obviously believers or practitioners of astrology. Some of them comment upon finding out that she's born on Christmas Day, that she falls under the sign of Capricorn. Other supporters of hers try to share a common bond with her by making comments like, "Oh, I'm Capricorn too." This usually triggers her to immediately take the moral authority over them by declaring what they do as evil, while denying to have any association with the sign of Capricorn or any other zodiac sign. I have always found this to be strange. It seems to me that astrology must be an easy target because there are many things in the Bible labeled as evil, abominations, or plain ungodly that Christians partake in on a daily basis. Like the eating of shellfish such as lobster, consuming raw meat, tattoos, piercings, same-gender bedroom activities. The Bible even forbids women to preach. Out of all these things that the Bible forbids or calls evil, the majority of religious folks of today justify them all plus more. Openly criticizing some of the other acts that the Bible call evil can get you canceled. So religious folks often go along to get along with most things considered sinful in the Bible. But the one practice that Maryjane and many others have the courage to do is wrongfully declare evil upon the easy target of astrology. In this video, I will not only prove that astrology is not evil, but according to the Bible, all believers of the Bible were instructed by the Bible to actually practice astrology. Before we get into zodiac signs in the Bible, let me first ask you this question. What is the one thing you do when you see a sign? Any sign, a street sign, a hand sign, or a biblical sign such as a rainbow that was shown to Noah after the flood. What's the one thing you do when you encounter a sign? You read the sign, as signs are only made to be read. Even if you are illiterate, you know the sign is telling you something you ought to be reading. Now let's read the first mention of a sign in the Bible. It happened on the fourth day of creation. Genesis 1 verse 14, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years." That's right. The first instruction was to use the lights of the heavens as signs. And remember, all signs are to be read, meaning the sun, moon, and stars are all signs to be read, interpreted, and to have individual meaning according to the Creator himself. I hate to break it to you, but this is only what us astrologers do. We are the ones that read the lights of heaven and their original meaning. And for some reason, religious folks purposely go against reading the stars as signs, even though the God of the Bible clearly instructed his creation to use them as signs. Good question. What religious person has ever used the heavenly stars as signs, although the Bible said to do so? So who is actually evil here? Isn't this called disobedience? But no way this can be talking about zodiac signs of heaven, or that they have some sort of influence to have some meaning in our lives, because I always heard that that is evil to believe. Well, let's see what the Bible says about the zodiac signs, or if the stars have influence. Job chapter 38 verse 31 to 32. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? Or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? So once again, this is the God of the Bible explicitly stating that the Pleiades star cluster has sweet influences, that there is meaning behind Orion having a belt tightened around his waist. But it said nothing about zodiac signs though, because zodiac signs are evil, right? Well, let's look at the God of the Bible and his usage of the word Mazzaroth in this verse. So does Mazzaroth mean zodiac? Well, according to the Hebrew meaning of the word, it has been interpreted as the 12 signs of the zodiac and its constellations. But what about the scriptures that say astrology is evil? There are only scriptures that state individual astrologers can be evil. Just like some preachers and prophets that cast out demons in the name of God will be rejected by God on Judgment Day, according to Matthew 7 verses 21 to 23. This does not mean that all preachers are evil. The Bible says that it's evil to worship the sun, moon, and stars. That's the crime of the wicked astrologer, according to the Bible. Not to do astrology, but to worship the heavens over the God that created the heavens. The wise men were also astrologers that used the star to not only find the location of Jesus, but to predict his arrival as well as his future title as a king. So why did the Bible never call the wise men evil for using the star as a sign to predict an event on earth? Because they only obeyed Genesis 1 verse 14 to use the stars as signs, the same way any good astrologer would do. There are many more scriptures throughout the Bible that are pro-astrology. If you'd like to hear more on this subject, just let me know, or you can subscribe as well. If you'd like your zodiac sign read, just contact us with your birthday, birthplace, and birth time found on your birth documents. We provide a brief reading for free that'll help answer things like the best way you can make money, find love, or help with simply getting to know yourself and why you do the things you do.